Man, we got another one. We got another one today. This one's Tariq Nasheed. Now, he comes from a whole different but similar type of approach when it comes to this Anton situation. He said he wasn't going to get involved, but I like some of the things he was saying, so we're going to play that today. And again, I always start off the video by saying this. I don't have nothing against Anton. I'm doing these videos because I do believe he was wrong in that situation. And not only was he wrong, meaning I don't think he was wrong for defending himself. I think he's wrong when it comes to some of this tough guy stuff. You know, he's over the top with this now. So we're going to take a look at this, and I want y'all to tell me what you think, especially in these comments. Take a look. Let me see.
Oh, he's went out of his way to say we shouldn't get reparations. And a lot of it is performative. Many people say he's the tether. Nobody knows exactly where his background is. I know he carries himself like a tether. He claims to be from Detroit. I know many of the people in Detroit do not rock with him. Detroit really rock with him. I think some people think he's Nigerian. It's not definitive. You saying he's not FBA? He said he was African.
I'm not really concerned about his nationality. We're going to get right to it. I wanted y'all to hear a little bit of that because you know Tariq's going to be Tariq, but I want you to hear what he's going to start saying about him.
You thought he was Nigerian. Yeah, nobody can give any definitive answer on where his background is from. I know he said some of that, well, immigrants come over, black immigrants come over and do so much better than black people here. So I've heard him say that, and usually tethers say that. You understand? You said you're in Detroit and he's FBA. Yeah. He what, Lexi? Okay. But he's okay. All right. His mother's Jamaican. Okay, I don't know. It's up in the air. No, I don't know about that. I don't know about his mother's Jamaican, Panamanian. I've never heard him say he's Nigerian. So I don't know. But, you know, he could be a tether. He talks like a tether, acts like a tether. But, you know, he does that performative, you know, whitey ass kissing thing. All right, that's your hustle, that's your bag. But all of that being from the D, being from Detroit, he's probably in the suburbs of Detroit somewhere, but he's not a Detroit cat.
See, and this is what I'm saying. And like, I ain't talked to Tariq. He's definitely, you can tell. And it is, like I said, there's nothing wrong with being from the burbs. But what I said is very hypocritical. What he talks about the black culture. He talks about the hood. He talks about the ghetto. He always talks about how people act, you know, all that stuff. But then as soon as he get angry, he all of a sudden, oh, I'm from Detroit. Well, why would you name Detroit unless you know Detroit was hard? You ain't say South Dakota. You just say Montana. You wouldn't say that. Oh, I'm from Montana. You only saying it because Detroit is known to have some cats that can handle themselves. Take a look at this.
The Detroit don't really rock with them. Detroit don't really rock with that dude. You know? He said he's Haitian. I've never heard him say that. And, you know, a lot of his stuff, he tries to say the criticism of him is because he's a conservative. He said he's Nigerian. Okay, I haven't heard that. I haven't heard that. So again, there's a lot of mystery, Southfield. There's a lot of mystery. What's up, T? On his background. So anyway, during the confrontation, you know, him and Cory were going back and forth. You know, he was pushing back on Cory. Cory was pushing back, and Cory was like, hey, you kissing, you know, you got all this criticism for black people. You don't never say anything about white people. And Anton said, "You suck black people's D." And Court was like, "Hey, hold on now. Hey, wait a minute now. You talking like that. You talking like that. That, we might have to go somewhere with this thing." So Darlene was there. That's my homegirl. Darlene was there. So he's like, Corey's like, "Darlene, move out the way." So we sat right in front of Anton. It was like, "Hey, man, say all that sucking D stuff again. Say that again, man. It's going to be up." And, Anton was like, "Yeah, Corey, you ain't going to do nothing. And I'm saying this to your face." And then Anton, later on in the broadcast, Anton was like, "Yeah, we can go outside." And Corey's like, "No, we're going to sit here and, chop it up or whatever." And he never said it again. He never said it again. When Corey was in his face, he didn't say it again. Now, there was a lot of back and forth going on there. It didn't go to blows. It almost went to going to blows.
Mm-hmm.
Anton kept saying something to the effect of, "Yeah, I said something to your face." So, because that's what Anton wanted to do. He wanted to be able to go back to his platform and say, "Yeah, I went on Cory's show and I said whoop, whoop, whoop to his face and nothing happened." So he wanted to kind of sell those whoop tickets. Some people are like, "Well, Cory backed down because Anton got up and said, 'Hey, we can go outside.'" Let's be very clear. Anton wasn't going to do nothing.
Hey, it's funny to me because real recognize real. Real recognize real. We know. Listen up.
Let's be clear. Anton wasn't going to do nothing. I saw a video of Anton. I think he made it today, talking about how he would have beat Cory up and all that. No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. Yeah, he had security with him. There's a couple of things that he said on the broadcast that let me know Anton wasn't about to swing or do nothing. When he was on there talking about, "Yeah, I play chess. Yeah, I'm playing chess. I can make you do what I want you to do." He was saying little stuff like that.
Okay, I'm gonna pause this. I'm gonna show y'all a picture of. I'm gonna show you a picture of Anton. I'm about to come back to this. I'm gonna show y'all a picture of Anton, and I want y'all to tell me if y'all think he gonna bust a grape. Please. Please. Y'all tell me if this guy's gonna bust a grape. You think he from the trenches of Detroit? Y'all think that? Y'all think that he's from the trenches of Detroit? Now I want to say there is nothing wrong if he is, and he dresses and like it's cats from the hood like that, but they have edge. I'm from the bottom of the Bay Area, in the streets of San Francisco. Let me tell you this, right? I make money. I'm cool. I'm all right. But I know how to get in a professional environment. But you ain't gonna see me like this, dog. You may. I just had to throw that out there, man, because I felt like that he was acting like he was tough. You know what I mean? So
out of his way to
so for me, I know he's, he's burbish.
So, he was basically admitting that he was in there to do some provocations. Also, another thing he said when they were talking about jail, Anton said, "I ain't been to jail. I'm never going to jail. I would never do anything that would put me in jail."
Y'all remember I mentioned this too. I mentioned this in my last video. When anybody that says they would never go to jail, to me, I felt like that was weird. I'm not condoning going to jail, but everybody know when you come from an environment, you know, something may happen. You may have to do something. Somebody gonna have to do. You may have to defend this. You may have to go against something. That's what it is.
Hang around niggas who've been to jail and all of that. And that was a very interesting thing to say. That was interesting. That right there lets you know he wasn't about to do. Anton wasn't about to swing or do nothing. Anton wasn't gonna do.
I don't know why I feel like this cat is hilarious, and he be serious. Anton wasn't gonna do nothing. Let's be clear. Hey, and Tariq, don't let him fool you. He done rolled up on several cats, Umar Johnson and all them cats, man, he's trying to get at them cats. He's not to be played with either, man.
Nothing. Right there. He's letting you know. Yeah, you get into a physical fight, there's a possibility you go to jail. Now, we don't want to go to jail, but some people, we're not scared of jails. But when people say they're never going to jail, that means a lot of these cats, and you don't want to go to jail, by the way, but you're scared of jail.
Mm-hmm.
You're scared of it because you wouldn't really survive in there because white men can't protect you. You understand? The Sambo class, they rely on white male protection.
He said he can't go to jail because, hey, that means that the white infrastructure, he's saying, can't save Anton. That's why he came. See, this is why I just felt weird that I heard he brought security with him. Why would you bring security with you anywhere, bro? You're not famous. You're a YouTuber. You're a well-known YouTuber. You're not like famous though. You know what I mean? You obviously expected some type of smoke. And then you brought an armed guard. An armed guard, but you supposed to be from the block. Everybody know if you from the, why I need that? I got the homies. I'm bringing the homies. But anyways, and also we're not going in a hostile environment. We're not going in there. If there's gonna be some problems, well, I'm coming in there. Check this out.
You understand that? They rely on white male protection. And I'm glad he didn't swing on. He was about to. Mm-hmm. I think if Anton had said that little slick shit again about sucking this and sucking that, Cory would have just swung on him and said, hey, man, I'm just going to have to deal with the consequences. But let's be very clear. When Anton got up talking about let's go outside, for cats like him, that's a stalling tactic.
I told you. Hey. And I know he's not the judge of it, but I'm just saying he's another person who said it. I always felt like when somebody said, let's go outside, they want you to change your mind. Right? Because real ones in the moment is up. It's all the way up right now. I'm not waiting. And when he'd have walked around Darlene, he'd have been it'd have been bad out here. He'd have caught two and I'd have stood up and been ready for the other ones. Terrible.
That's a stalling tactic. If it's up, it's just going to be up right there. All that, hey, let's go over here. Mm-hmm. Let's go over there. Let me take my shoes off. Hold on. Let me get my coat off. When dudes do all of that stalling. Yeah. Anton wasn't going to do nothing. Let's be clear. All of that, let's go outside. You know what Anton was going to do? Because he had his phone in his hand. He already dialed 9. He was just waiting to dial the 11. If they went outside, Anton would have dialed 911. Let's stop playing. You say I'm being biased? Well, no, I know Cory and those dudes. Those are my guys.
This dude is hilarious. This cat said Anton already dialed 9. Oh, Anton cannot let this one go, bro. You gotta say, something.
Know them. Those are my guys. All right, those are my niggas. Yeah. So I know what to get down. And Craig, that's another thing. If something went down, They went outside and some fisticuffs started happening, and Anton's security tried to jump in. Craig was up there, man. It would have been up.
I believe that.
It would have
And
been
see,
all the way.
I'm just saying, and I know. First of all, I see a lot of y'all in my comments. Like, I met Corey Holcomb before, right? So I met him at a comedy show years ago. Now I'm 6'1", probably closer to 6'2". This cat is taller than me, so he has to be about 6'3", 6'4". He's a big dude, bro. Anton maybe about 5'8", short reach, small hands. It'd have been real tough for him. He better be trained, and he better be massively trained. And I seen Craig hitting heavy bags like he was George Foreman. Like he was hitting the bag. So what I'm saying is it had been some work about there. It'd have been something going on.
The hell up, dude. For real, for real. Yeah? Yeah, Craig pulled up a little bit later on in it. But yeah, if it was something where it was all of these people throwing down and these security guards jumping in, and man, please.
Mm-hmm.
But let's be very clear. Anton wasn't going to do nothing.
Let's be very clear. Let's be very clear. That's hilarious.
He wasn't going to do nothing at all. We know his type. I know these types, dude. I deal with these dudes. I done been to court with them. Those types, these little shit talking dudes. And listen, Cory had already had a situation up there where hands were thrown, people up there running their mouth saying slick stuff. Hands got thrown and then they ran and sued. You understand? So Cory has already had a situation like that. So I understand where Cory was coming from, trying to have restraint, because you saw what dude was trying to do. Anton was trying to provoke so that hands can get put on him. You talk tough. The minute people put hands on you, all of a sudden you turn into full bitch mode. You talk all of that gangster shit. Dude, I see it.
He said you turned full bitch mode. I feel it. I just feel that way. I think he would have sued this nigga, man. He'd have walked up out there, especially if he got banged on. If he'd have got hands and feet put on him and somebody stomping him up under the thing or something, and he was looking real bad on TV, or he would, I mean, not on TV, but on YouTube, man, I'm telling you right now, it would have been lawsuit.
I done dealt with these type of dudes, man. I done dealt with them. I'm telling you firsthand. I done been up in court with dudes snitching. These dudes turn to straight bitches. Y'all know how I get down. Y'all know what my get down is. I pulls up. And then these niggas start bitching up. Bucci, all these dudes. I ran up on Bucci's fat ass. He twerked his fat ass over a fence and ran. That nigga started clapping his ass like Megan the Stallion when I ran up on his fat ass. That nigga started performing wet ass pussy when I ran up on his big jolly ass. You know, and we know Ugly Turtle. When I slapped the fez off this nigga's head, that nigga, he went to court. He filed a suit. All up in court, snitching like a motherfucker, talking about how I beat up on him. Yeah?
I'm trying not to laugh, man. This cat is hilarious, man. Because what makes him funny is that he's speaking real shit. Like, this is real shit. This is real shit.
Ugly Turtle. When, all up in court talking about it. Oh, yeah, talk all that tough shit on the internet. That nigga was all up in court. He beat me. He hit me in my head, kicked me in my pussy. That nigga up in court like Cassie. You understand? I done had niggas up in court talking about how I done whooped on them after they done talked all that shit. You know? Talk all that shit. and then get whooped on, and then all of a sudden you up in court. You know? Zaya, hold on. Zaya, you're not going to troll in here, homie. You're not going to troll, little bitch ass.
Oh, that's
All
hilarious.
right? Get Zaya out of here. You're not going to troll in the room. You're not going to do that. We got these beta male tethers. Now, I noticed a lot of tethers are co-signing Anton. The tethers, because, they see themselves in that. White ass kissing, hate black Americans, really a beta male trying to pretend to be an alpha male. You know? You did? Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I'm telling you firsthand. I know how these little internet dudes who talk all that tough talk, man, when you call their bluff and slap their damn ears together, these niggas turn into straight hoes.
Did that nigga say it slapped their ears together?
Straight up. They go put a thong on and go file a suit.
Yeah.
You understand? Bitch made. It's a whole bunch of them out there.
And I was gonna put that on the thumbnail, man, but I didn't want to do that to Anton, man. He called him a bitch made right there, man. And this is what I'm saying. Like, he obviously feels a way about Anton, so he coming at him hard right now.
And I think Antoine is one of them. He would have been the main one. He wasn't going to bust a grape. His energy is too bitch made. All of that. Dudes who kiss white ass like that, they ain't about that. That's the beta male shit right there. That shows you how much of a bitch dudes are. All that white ass kissing. You understand? You ain't going to bust a grape. You've already shown you're subservient. You feel me? But listen, yeah, the dudes, they're trying to bait Cory, and I'm glad my brother Cory didn't take the bait. I'm glad he didn't take the bait. Yeah, because Cory, I believe Cory was going to put hands and feet on him. You did?
I agree.
But
I agree. I mean, I don't know who would have won. He could have shocked us. He could have 2-piece, 3-pieced him real quick and slapped him or something. I don't know. But I don't know. If I had to bet money, my money was on Cory.
All of that performative criticism of black Americans, that's Anton's brand. And he said some little slick shit about me before. I just ignored it because I see he's kind of bitch made. You dig? And also, he's performing. So now Anton is going to go out here and probably get booked on some of these podcasts from some of the alt-right types. So, this is like a brand thing. You're showing out for the white tea supremacists. Yeah? Yeah, that's what that is. You see? Yo, my mods, we're going to have to do something about some of the tether trolls in here. Hates, who does the alpha male thing, and Myron Gaines, who does that alpha male, oh, we got to check the women, you got to check these bitches and all that. There's a pattern with these dudes. They defer to whiteness. You notice that? They defer to white males. They can't handle their candle like that. They rely on laws, courts, all that stuff for protection. That's not alpha male behavior. Yeah? Just like Andrew Tate goes around talking about being the top G. He got his ass whooped by a damn punk. Andrew Tate got his ass whooped. He did that boxing match recently. All that alpha male talk, got in that ring, a punk with a ponytail and some pink gloves whooped his ass.
Now look, man, I had to stop it right there, man. This dude Tariq Nasheed is hella funny, man. He's hella funny. He's hella funny, man. So I had to play it because when I first heard it, I really didn't listen to it. So I kind of really listened to it with y'all. I listened to the first couple of minutes, but I wanted to let it play. But what I wanted to say is, and the reason why I brought this up, because again, it's another person that's confirming a lot of things that I've been saying. He's definitely a burb. And it's okay. There's nothing wrong with being this right here. There's nothing wrong with being this right here. Nothing wrong, man. You know what I mean? Just be that. But don't talk about the trenches because you ain't never been from the trenches, Brody. Don't talk about that. And like I said, man, I got peoples like Anton. Never been in the trenches, nothing, man. It's some good brothers, man. And that don't mean you can't squabble. That don't mean you can't squabble. He may have knockouts. But like, don't say you from when you're not. That's all I'm saying. And then also, when it comes to the Cory, I didn't like debating of it. Like that, I think that's less than. You always talk about how we're supposed to conduct ourselves as black men, and then you go in there and you act away. You know what I mean? I just thought that was pretty disgusting. So, my name is 50. Stay tuned. We got much more to go. My name is 50. Hit me up at 1950.com, gatewaytogame.com. I'm out. Peace.